All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to TR Schools TV. We're on the campus of Toms River High School South. The second half of our NJSIAA State Playoffs doubleheader is about to start. We'll see the third-seeded Toms River South Indians taking on the 14th-seeded Ocean City Red Raiders. The winner advances one step closer to a title, and the loser will have their season end right here tonight. I'm Casey Kennerkowski alongside Chris Turner-DeMondo and Jaden Campana. And guys, hopefully this will have a lot more action than our first part of the broadcast.
Well, if South watched the first part, I know they're hoping they play just like the girls did, because they were crisp and they got it done. They were done fast. South really just needs to stay crisp. It's going to be a tough game. States, you got all the pressure. All the pressure's on. You're at home, too. You don't want to lose at home in that first round. And also, they just got to hang on, make sure they do things right.
Yeah, home court advantage is really a big deal here for South. You see them getting pumped up, you know. Like you said, Chris, they really just have to stay crisp. You know, they have to execute. They have to come out storming in the first half of this game and, you know, just really get on top of the scoreboard early and, you know, take out this Ocean City Red Raiders team.
Fellas, just in case we're a little concerned with where Ocean City is, down south, Cape May County. Down there, Corbin City, Sea Isle City, Upper Township down there. That's three sending areas for these guys.
Look a little bit like a Rutgers uniforms.
Yeah. Well, there's the old, you probably don't remember James Vincent Valvano. Jimmy V, no? Ring a bell? First time he was coaching at Rutgers, and he was the freshman coach, and he read a book by Vince Lombardi. And Vince Lombardi said the idea that you think of three things: your family, your religion, and the Green Bay Packers. And so he goes in, and what does he say to his team? He says, instead of saying family, your religion, and the Rutgers basketball, he says Green Bay Packers. All right, Laverty wins the tip there for Ocean City. It'll go over to Grimes, number 5. Hands off there to 23, Ruggett. And a walk there by number 10, Jeremy Sullivan. First turnover of the game.
You know, right there, it looked like they had a play for me. You know, they were about to execute something until that travel was called. But to see next time down the court if they will, execute some more plays.
There's Hart with it on our corner. Back up top there to Green. Trying to get Davis free. Back up to Green. Shot fakes. Shoots, can't get it. Long rebound, Hart gets it. Tim has had it. Passed it up. Davis going to shoot a 3. In and out. Rebound to Ocean City. That was Rudgick coming up with it. Keller with it in the corner, hands it off. Gets it back to him. Back up to the top. Rudgick off on the 3. Rebound to Toms River South. Running, there's Davis going up with the right hand on the left side for the first basket of the game there for Toms River South.
What a speed difference compared to our first game.
I'm just kind of trying to catch my breath here.
You know, South really playing some lockdown defense right here early against Ocean City.
Sullivan goes up with it.
Ocean City just can't get a shot off here early.
Grimes inbounding. Gets it into the top there to Rudgick. Over to the wing, back up top, and that's going to be number 21, Connor Laverty, who walks with it. South trying to set something up here.
You know, much different style as we've seen early on, just gameplay-wise. South slowing the game up, you know, playing to what they're comfortable with, and then Ocean City really just fast-paced, a lot of passing. South a lot of passing, but you know they're moving the ball around a lot more, but just going slower.
Long 3 attempt there by Green. Tried to get the pass there, no good. And now Grimes going to bring it up there. Over the corner, that's Sullivan. He can't hit it. Rebound to Kelleher, but he loses it out of bounds.
Multiple opportunities there by South. A whole bunch of offensive rebounds, just couldn't connect, get the ball in the hoop.
Oh. 3-point shot short. Nice job there by Keller to rip it out of the hands of Fall. And there's Regic going inside, gets fouled on the way in.
I'm losing my track with all these shots and rebounds. It's tough to keep stats in this game. And it's only 2-0. It feels like they've already scored 40 points each.
Hey, South's pitching a shutout. So Regic going on the line, 4:47 to go, first quarter. Again, as you said, Chris, 2-0. Now make it 2-1. Solo shot across the fence, you know.
There was a guy on first. It was a 2-run home run.
So Regic ties the game up at 2 apiece. Davis brings it across, then hands it over to Green. Green flips it over there to Fall. Back up top to Davis. Over to Harp. To Green again. Flips it back to Davis. Pass over there to Timmons. It's tipped away. Stolen away by Ocean City. And Sullivan goes up with it on the other side to give Ocean City a 2-point lead.
You know, for a second there, it looked like South had a couple great looks, but then the Ocean City defense really closed in on them at the 3-point line, just really suffocating them out there.
South working it around the outside. 3:50 to go, first quarter. Tim is with it. That's going to be a 3-point shot by Green. No good. Rebound to Keller. Laverty with it. Brings it over to the corner. And it looks like Regic stepped out of bounds. Another turnover there for Ocean City.
It's been very fast-paced, but a lot of little mistakes have been made by both teams, which could easily be fixed at call of a timeout. But these little mistakes are keeping it from what we think is an 8-10 score, but it's really only 2-4.
Right. Nice cut inside there by Fall. He's going to go to the line to shoot 2.
Great play set up there to get to the line, try to get some points on the board here.
So Fall connects on the first one. He'll have one more chance to try to tie it up at 4. And he converts. So now Ocean City going to bring it up. Grimes will be guarded by Davis. 3:15 to go, first quarter. Working the ball around the outside. Nice shot fake there by Grimes, but he can't convert. Rebound no good. But Ocean City going to get another opportunity. Shot good by Regic. 3-pointer. He's their 3-point specialist.
Big 3 there by Ocean City.
South working the ball around there. Green up to the top to Hart. Back to him. Over to Davis. Tim is with it. Back to Green. And they're going to get Green on a walk.
He did that pump fake 3 or 4 times in that set of passes, and he got caught on the last one with the raising the foot.
Are you saying he should have been called the first 3 times and our officials?
Well, I don't have the best eyes in the world, but I feel like if it happens after he's already done it 3 or 4 times, then maybe it did happen before.
Shot no good, rejected by Hart. Sullivan goes inside, flips it up, can't get it. Hart going to come out of it with the ball. He goes in, sidesteps, can't convert. And now Ocean City's got an opportunity. That's number 21, Connor Laverty, who puts it in. And now Ocean City's got a 5-point lead. And that's going to cause Coach McIntosh at Toms River South to have to take a timeout with 1:45 to go here in the first quarter.
You know, the pace here is just really fast compared to the other game that we just did, like you said before, Casey. You know, just Ocean City coming out here. They look really, really nice. You know, they had a turnover on their first possession, but besides that, they've looked pretty crisp, like Chris says.
Well, yeah, and they certainly don't have any jet lag coming in here. Tell you what, they're certainly not playing like Rutgers basketball. That's for sure. So South's going to send the same lineup out after the timeout. Working around, Davis with it. Timmons over to Green, flips it back to Timmons, who launches in and out, no good. And they're going to say that Green had the inside hand. I'm inclined to agree with that one.
We need a little instant replay, but that'd slow the game down dramatically.
Sullivan with it, drives in. Can't get it. Long rebound, tips up there to Green, and Green goes up for the easy finish. Can't get any easier than that one.
You know, that's what South really has to do. They have to crash the boards, create turnovers, get some easy baskets out here.
Yeah. Almost stolen away by Hart. Now it is. Tim is looking for numbers. He goes up with the left hand, no good. Rebound to Laverty. About 35 seconds to go here, first quarter. Ocean City with a 9-6 lead and the ball. Grimes dribbles over, then passes it to Rudgick. Grimes with it again, hands off there to Sullivan. They got that weave play working now. Up there to Grimes, back to Sullivan with Tim. Gonna get a high ball screen. Tries to work the little pick and roll, rejected by Hart. And South's gonna play a great defensive possession to end that first quarter. Can't get a shot up, so at the end of one, it's Ocean City 9 and Toms River South 6.
When we used to do the football games, we'd see Darius Hart jumping up after numerous balls, and now he's proven it here on the basketball court, but I believe his 3rd or 4th block of the game already in the first quarter. But that's his blocks basically have kept the game from pulling away because, Ocean City's had a lot of opportunities where South has missed a lot more, but South's defense, quote-unquote, Darius Hart's blocks, has kept them keeping the score to only a 3-point game.
Yeah, Ocean City with their rebounding, getting a lot of offensive rebounds, a lot of second chance points, creating a couple of opportunities off of turnovers with South. But what South has to do is they have to keep being aggressive here on defense and get back into this game. They're only down 3, with down 6-9, but just get back into this game, create some turnovers, and just try to score.
Well, yeah, and you look at Ocean City, right? You know, Coach John Bruno comes in here. He's got 25 years of experience, and he's playing like, you know, a Jim Boeheim type coach, a Mike Krzyzewski, a Roy Williams. These guys who have been around for a while know what to prepare their teams for. He knew they were a 14 and a 3 seed here, and that's, you know, that's a big time upset. But they're not playing like a 14 seed right now. South's going to start with it here in the second quarter.
Hey, Casey, you talk about seeding, you know, and you want to look at the NCAA. You look at Florida Gulf Coast last year, you know, coming out of nowhere and getting the upset. I mean, that's basically what Ocean City's doing right now.
Right. Shot off. Rebound though to Grimes. Back on the other end, that was Davis who tied it up at 9 with that 3. Grimes almost lost it. Working around, there's Rudgick. Guarded by Timmons at the top. Going to hand it off to Grimes. Grimes stops, shoots, and hits it. That's a 3 for Griffin Grimes.
Answering South's 3-ball with a 3-ball of their own.
Hart going to try to do it. He can't. Rebound to Grimes. Gives it back to Sullivan. Laverty tries to step through. Passes it back there to Rudgick. Rudgick goes up. Circus shot. And that's number 34, Zach Altieri, who will go to the line. I tell you what, he's someone you don't want to have your lunch money stolen by, that's for sure.
He's a big kid.
He's a tall guy. So he'll be at the line here. 6:42 to go, second quarter. First one is good. And South's going to make their first sub of the night. They'll bring in Hearn.
You know, looking at the rebounding here, Ocean City doesn't have that much of a advantage against Toms River South here, but most of their rebounds have been offensive, giving them second chance points.
Most of South's rebounds came off that one set where we had, I believe, Davis had 2 rebounds, Darius Hart had a rebound, and Tyler Fall had a rebound, but they all missed their shots right after.
And Davis crosses them up there.
Wasn't AI Appreciation Night the other day?
He's wearing the wrong jersey number. Him and Green should swap. Crossed him up. He couldn't finish it, but he'll get 2 shots here. First one is true. Second one no good. Long rebound going to come out there to Rudgick. Grimes brings it up. He's going to try to set it up. 6-minute mark here, second quarter. Over to Rudgick. From the top of the key, that's Laverty who can't get it. Rebound to Toms River South. Green with it. He launches for 3. In and out. Great rebound inside there by number 24, Tyler Fall. Lays it up and in.
You know, it was only a 3-point game coming into the second, but, you know, South is really putting in work here in the second quarter to get back into this game. Only down 1. Really playing well defensively, creating offensive opportunities to get to the basket and create some free throw opportunities.
Ocean City starting to make the little mistakes, and that lets a good high-seeded team like South be able to take advantage because they know how to play. If when another team starts falling apart, they're the type of team that's able to take advantage of every single opportunity.
It's a great point you had there, Chris. You know, you see a lot of high-seeded teams just in the NBA, college, you know, they'll be down, but they know how to work their way back up into a game like this against a lower-ranked team or a lower-tier team, you know. That's exactly what South's trying to do right now.
Green for 3, can't hit it. That one went long. Sullivan brings it up there for Ocean City. Tries to get it inside. Sullivan from the top again. No good. Rebound to Hart. Green with it. He's running. Flips it in. Nice passing in there by Toms River South. And Fall will go back to the free throw line. Familiar place for him tonight.
You're always going to get a bicker from the crowd, so when you're a player, you just kind of tune it out. You don't even pay attention.
So Fall's going on the line here for 2 shots at the 4:33 mark. He hits the first, ties it up at 13. He'll have one more to try to give the Indians back the lead. Can't get it. Nice board there by number 34, Zach Altieri. Grimes with it, hands it off there to Laverty. Back to Grimes. Grimes tries to take it. Sullivan ends up right under the basket. That looked pretty good right there, folks.
Yeah, he made a good move, and it got him right under the basket and 2 free points.
Davis with it. He takes a 3. No good. Rebound stolen away by Hart. And again, there's Fall going to go back to the free throw line. He just happens to be in the right place at the right time, and everybody tries to hack the ball away from him.
With all the crowd screaming, it's giving me bad memories of that Brick South game.
You can clearly hear the frustration from this Ocean City crowd here with that call.
First one's good. You know, we move our table to the other side of the restaurant, and it's still.
I feel like we've grown accustomed to some crowd intensity in the past couple of weeks.
They like us. They want to be by us.
Fall ties it up at 15. So 3:50 to go here, second quarter, all tied up at 15. First round action of the NJSIAA Group 3 Boys Basketball State Playoffs. That's going to be an offensive foul.
If you notice, he pushed forward with his left arm, getting the space in between him and the defender, and then step back. It was a good call.
Not only are we accustomed to the crowd intensity, but we're also accustomed to some coach frustration here.
Davis was trying to get in there to Hart. Can't do it. Hearn passes it over there to Green, who passes it back to Davis. Over to Hart for 3. No good. Grimes with the rebound. Grimes is going to push it all the way, and then he flips it out to Sullivan, who drains a 3. Jeremy Sullivan there, number 10, with a 3-pointer.
Big 3-pointer there by Ocean City, getting the lead back after a tie of 15-15. Now it's 18-15. Trying to build some momentum here.
Ball stolen away there by Grimes. Inside, a hard foul there on Rudgick as he tried to go in for the layup.
Casey, you think he got fouled or no? Think he got fouled or no?
The hostility. It's got like a UFC fight feel to it tonight.
You know, Jaden, I'm not sure. But I am sure he just made that free throw, so I think it's all. And if Rudgick could make this one, it would be the tying the largest lead of the night for Ocean City at 5. He comes out of the game. Number 3, Garrett Jones, coming in the game for Ocean City at the 2:36 mark in the second quarter.
South down by 5, down 20-15. It's really, 5, it seems a lot bigger than it really is, especially with how fast-paced this game is. They're just making those little mistakes, taking some unnecessary shots that are leading to all these missed opportunities.
And again, there's going to be a foul on Morrison. Pushed him in the back.
If Ocean City can come down and give Williard the ball, he's been hot today. He has 7 points right now, 4 from the free throw line, 1 3. So you give him the ball.
That one's going to stay with Ocean City. Inbounds it there to Laverty. There's Sullivan. Another 3 by Jeremy Sullivan. And now an 8-point lead, 23-15. Ocean City over Toms River South.
It's a great thing for Ocean City right now. The confidence keeps growing and growing and growing. That keeps happening against this higher seeded team.
There's a 3-pointer by Green. Ends a bit of a scoring drought there for Toms River South. We got about 90 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Loose ball. Foul going to Ocean City on Laverty. So 1:25 to go here, second quarter. Ocean City 23, Toms River South 18.
South really needs a run right here going into the locker room at half. Get their confidence up and come out into the second half with that confidence, and they just really need to get on a run right now.
Green from the top of the key. It's the support structure of the basket.
He's already taken 5 threes and he's only scored on 1 of them. So it's 4 missed opportunities, excuse me. Maybe, you're down by 5. Maybe those 4 missed opportunities could have flipped the game the other way. So maybe they need to take a step away from the 3 ball and try to find something else. Maybe something with Darius Hart in the post game.
Right. Stolen away by Hart. He's going to go up, tried to dunk it, and he missed it. And Coach McIntosh is not going to be happy with that one.
You just got to get the job done. You can't showboat or anything. You should have just went. He heard the footsteps, so he got nervous.
Sullivan going up with it, and he was fouled pretty hard with 14.7 to go here in the half. He will go to the line to shoot 2.
I feel like everybody's heart rate is starting to rise. As I said before, this got a UFC fight feel to it.
First one no good for Sullivan, and we're talking this could be a pretty big stretch right now, because if Hart had made that with an easy layup, it would have been a 3-point game. Now it could potentially be right here a 6-point game. Davis going to have 10 seconds. He's guarded there by Grimes. Davis trying to showboat. Flips over to Fall, who throws it in there from 3. Tyler Fall connects on the 3-pointer as time expires here in the first half. 24-21, Ocean City Red Raiders.
Jane said before, South needs something to really spark to go into the half, and they had that missed dunk. If they made that, that could have really sparked it. But that 3 right there really made up for it. South now only going down 3 instead of down by 6. It's a totally different game.
Yeah, South, like you said, Chris, they really just needed something to go back into the half. They got the confidence right now. I feel like after that 3, they'll come out in the second half firing on all cylinders from 3 like they've been doing in that second quarter. They were just shooting the 3 a lot. But what I really think they need to do is, let the game come to them, work the ball around, and just find their shots and stop this Ocean City team, especially Jeffrey Sullivan.
Yep, and we'll see what these coaches and players come up with, the battle plan for the second half. You're watching TR Schools TV Game of the Week. We'll be back when the teams come back for the second half. Everybody, welcome back here on TR Schools TV. I'm Casey Kinderkowski alongside Chris Turner-Demando and Jaden Campana, and we've got the NJSIAA state playoffs, the second part of our doubleheader. Toms River South and Ocean City are coming out of the halftime breaks. Ocean City's got a 3-point lead. If you're Toms River South, what do you think they're going to come out with here in the second half?
Basically, Coach probably went in the locker room and noticed that they're taking way too many unnecessary shots. A lot of 3 balls have been tossed up that were unnecessary. If they stop trying to make those unnecessary shots and force all the big things and just ease out, focus more on their passing, and they'll find a lot more opportunities, because right now their defense is really holding them in with a lot of blocks and some solid defensive playing.
Yeah, I think what South has to do is stop the offensive rebounding by Ocean City. Just a lot of second chance points for the Red Raiders here in the first half. They have to come out here in the second half, be really aggressive on the defensive end, get some defensive boards.
So true.
I try, Casey, I try.
Ocean City with the ball to start the third quarter. There's Rudgick, pulls up, short, rebound going over there to fall. Green pushed it up. He shoots the 3 from the top of the key, rims in and out. Rebound to Rudgick. Rudgick has an opportunity missed. Davis brings it up for South. He tries to go in. Can't get it. Loose ball, and Sullivan came up with it. Grimes blocked there. Nice save by Kevin Morrison, number 5, saves it to Green. Green goes up. He's going to be fouled. He'll get 2 opportunities at the free throw line.
South just using their speed. They know how to convert. Just get a block on one end, go right down the court, and get another opportunity.
Casey, was that a walk or no?
I'm going to have to check on that one. Green hits the first. He hits the second one as well. So now it's just a 1-point game. And South going to try to get some full court pressure here. That's Grimes guarded by Green. Grimes goes through, flips it over, tried to get it to Keller, and he walked with it. Couldn't control it, so he ended up walking.
That was a great move by Grimes there to get the ball. He crossed over, got into the lane, and passed it. Just couldn't finish with the travel.
No.
Kelleher is lucky he didn't get a technical there. He threw the ball away. Sometimes you got to just make sure you don't let the refs' calls get to your head. You just got to zone it out. You make a bad play, it could be a bad call. Forget about it. Move on.
Green, a great spin move in there, and lays it up and in to give the Indians back the lead, 25-24, 6:20 to go, third quarter. Gonna get a hold there on Green. And the way Grimes has been playing tonight, that was about the only way they were going to stop him.
Yeah, he's moving fast. He's setting up for a lot of other opportunities, too. He's not just taking it to the basket himself.
Gets it in there to Laverty. Guarded by Hart. Gets in there to Kelleher. Hands it off there to Grimes. Grimes gets a screen. He goes in. Can't get it.
Where's the foul?
Gonna be knocked off.
You got hit on his head. You're blind, buddy. Man, it's
Gonna
so
be-
obvious.
There might be a little frustration here from the crowd.
Yeah, great inbound play there by Ocean City. Laverty goes up and gives Ocean City back the lead. Hart with it, he pulls up. Can't connect on it. Grimes brings it out, showing some great ball skills, but he can't finish. Green pushing it up there to Davis. Davis is going to bring it back out and reset it with about 5:25 to go. Nice cut, nice work. And it's going to be Fall who's fouled.
I don't know if you noticed this, but South's conditioning's got to be near freaking impeccable. It's just insane. They're not even losing their breath out there, and they're going coast to coast just nonstop.
So we're all tied up here at 26. Fall with another one. That one's short. Rebound going to go out there to Rudgick. So we're all tied at 26 here. First round of the state playoffs between Ocean City and Toms River South. Three-pointer from the corner, no good. And they're going to say that Grimes came over on top of Green and knocked it out of bounds.
You know, there's the ball movement's there for Ocean City. They just can't get their shots off. You know, South is really closing those gaps in between, the three-point line and the paint really quickly.
So Grimes is going to get a breather. Jones coming back into game number 3 for Ocean City. Three-point shot, no good. Good rebound by Morrison, and he puts it up and in. So Kevin Morrison, number 5, is going to give the Indians back the lead. Almost a 5-second call. Almost a loose ball foul. And a timeout there by Coach Bruno with 4:23 to go in this third quarter.
A timeout for Ocean City. South, really, they've turned it in their favor. Coming right out of the second quarter, going into the third, they've been in that second gear. They've been able to just convert. They're starting to cut away the mistakes, and they're getting their second chance opportunities. And also, they're converting on Ocean City's missed opportunities.
Yeah, South is coming out here in the second half, really working on what they couldn't do in the first half. You know, they're really getting the ball inside, passing it really well, and converting off of the easy opportunities that they've had in the second half so far.
And it looks like we looked at what was happening at the end of the first half, the idea that Hart missed the dunk, and then Fall throws it up right in front of us. And that momentum seems to be helping Toms River South early on in this second half. But this one's going to be a real slugfest here the rest of the way. You know, Jaden, you were talking in that first game how, all the games we've done this year have kind of come down to the wire, and this one's definitely right up there, another one of these instant classics. Can you say that a game's going to be an instant classic in the third quarter? Can you say that?
With 4:23 left in the third quarter, too.
Can we put on NBA hardware classics or no?
Shot there by Keller. Keller with a quick jumper. Ties it back up at 28.
It's a big shot for Ocean City right there, trying to get back into this game as they just got the tie.
There's Morrison with it.
We'll have to see if South converts here, like they've been doing the whole second half so far.
Tell you, Laverty was almost out of bounds on that one. Keller tried it again. He couldn't convert on this one. Rebound to Morrison. Morrison gets it out to Green. Green out and running. He flips it to Fall, who goes up and in for the layup. And now the Indians are back in front.
That's how you want to execute a fast break right there.
Rudgick trying to get away from Green. Flips it over to Jones. Jones hands it off to Laverty. Laverty gets it back up to Sullivan, and Davis is going to get called for a reach-in. Just a second foul on Toms River South in this third quarter.
Yeah, as we have seen in like previous games, you know, foul trouble later on in the second half really become a factor. You really don't want that to happen. Both teams have 2 team fouls right now, but you don't want that to go on into the fourth quarter and really become a factor for each team.
So on that one, Laverty crossed up hard, but he couldn't finish. And then Kelleher tried to lay it up and in nice and softly, but he was blocked from behind by Morrison. But it will all stay here with Ocean City.
Again, South's defense, the blocks, just really, it's been a big part of their game. They're able to block a lot of shots.
Great shot off the inbounds by Connor Laverty, number 21. And we're sort of seeing these two teams trading baskets back and forth here in the third quarter. Three-pointer there, big shot by Marquise Davis. Now a three-point lead, 33-30, Toms River South.
You know, that's really been the difference from South in the first half to now in the second half, later on in this third quarter, really executing, getting the shots that they won, converting off of those shots.
Yep. Ocean City working around the outside. Three-point shot there by Connor Laverty, and he ties the game back up at 33. 1:50 to go third quarter. There's a three-point shot by Tyler Fall. So both teams are now not just trading baskets, they're trading threes.
It's exactly what you want to see if you're a fan of basketball. Just both teams, you know, besides emphatic blocks, is what you want to see.
Bit of a controversial call there. The officials are going to get together, kind of talk about it.
I'm going to have to disagree on the officials on that call.
They get it in. Bat it around. Fall comes down with it. Green again thought about it. He flips it over there to Davis, and Davis hits another big three. Marquise Davis is hitting the threes here in his third quarter. And now the Indians have their largest lead of the game at 6, 39-33. That one's going to be another three by Ocean City.
Casey, this is a little bit crazy. Oh,
there's another one.
God.
Score now 41-36, Toms River South. 40 seconds to go here, third quarter. Why not? Number 23, Justin Rudgick, puts another one in. That one was a three.
You know what this reminds me of? Deion Waiters versus Tim Hardaway Jr. in the Rising Stars show.
This is just back and forth.
Gonna get a foul there on Ocean City with 30.6 to go here, third quarter. Toms River South 41, Ocean City 39. Davis to inbound it. He's gonna get it back from the corner. That one's no good. Rebound goes right to Fall. He couldn't finish. Davis ends up getting it, and he'll have 20 seconds to work with. South looks like they're going to hold for the last shot here of the quarter. 10 seconds. Three-pointer there by Davis. It's good. Marquise Davis hits another three. And he extends the Indians' lead to 44-39, and that's where we will sit after three, folks.
Back and forth. And these aren't just made shots. I think every single one of these shots have just been swished in the basket. Both these teams have just caught fire late in the third.
Completely unexpected is what I'm going to say right now. This is ridiculous. You know, going into the fourth quarter, you want to see if this is what's going to happen. You know, back and forth, back and forth. With this happening, you know, one or two stops, if this keeps continuing, one or two stops by either team, you know, that could be the deciding factor in this game.
Marquise Davis is shooting near 50% from the three-point line, so watch out if you're Ocean City. You know they're going right back to it. But also Tyler Fall, who's had a great game rebounding, and he's been getting in the free throw line a lot. He's also 2 for 2 on his three-pointers also. So be aware for South to go right back to those three-pointers, but always watch out. You don't want to turn the ball over against them because you see how quick and fast they are to convert to points.
These two teams here are going to battle it out. This last quarter, 8 minutes. Going to be a really intense, really long 8 minutes. South inbounds it. Hart gives it over to Davis.
You know, if I'm South, I think that they, you know, even with the 5-point lead, they have a huge the momentum for South is so much greater than the momentum that Ocean City has right now, even with the constant back and forth threes. You know, going into the fourth quarter off that big three from like, what was that, 26, 27 at least feet out. That was, you know, hitting these back and forth threes, you know, the momentum is just ridiculous.
Hart was called there for the travel on the last possession. Morris almost stole it away, but the official was standing right there going to argue that he pushed.
Well, every action has a reaction. Every ref call has a crowd reaction. You're always going to get half that like the call and the other half that don't like the call.
You mean conundrum? That's an SAT word. Write that one down.
Ron Hespa's right now.
Rudgick goes back to Sullivan. He's guarded by Davis.
The intensity of this South team is defensively is just so big right now.
Back over to Rudgick. Rudgick's going to launch from the top of the key. No good. Rebound, go to Kelleher. He flips it out there to Grimes. Grimes is going to spin. He's stripped of the ball by Green. Great play there by Khalil Green. He goes in, tries to get it to Hart, who flips it back to Green. Going to give it over to Davis. 6:40 to go. Still 44-39. First minute and a half of this quarter, no scoring. Just passing around the outside. Hart, Davis, three-pointer there by Green, no good. Going to go over to Ocean City with 6:19 left.
One move that South has converted a lot on is Khalil Green using his pump fake and then passing it out to Marquise Davis, and Marquise has been knocking down the threes. So watch out for Ocean City. They haven't really done it so far in the fourth because there hasn't been scoring yet, but we saw it in the third and they were able to convert a lot on it.
Pull-up shot by Rudgick is good. Justin Rudgick pulls the Red Raiders to within 3, 44-41. Davis with it up top. He's guarded there by Sullivan. Flips it over there to Morrison. Hart has it. Hart, every time he spins, seems to be a travel.
Three-point game now. Here's a great opportunity for Ocean City. They give the chance off the turnover by Hart. Now you have a chance to tie it up and make it a one-point game.
That one was blocked there by Hart. Great play there by Connor Laverty. Puts it up and in, and that was just a one-point game with 5 minutes to go. Timeout, Coach McIntosh and Toms River South. 5:02 to go in the game. They've got a one-point lead, 44-43. We've seen a lot more defense in this fourth quarter, but so far all the points going for Ocean City.
Yeah, we saw that whole outswing of points by both teams happen late in the third. So it's still early in the fourth. A lot of defense going on, but both teams really no changes to their offense coming compared to the first half and the second half. Both sticking with the same thing, and it's really worked for both teams.
Yeah, like you said, Chris, in the first half we saw a lot of, South was very fast-paced, and then you had Ocean City that was slow-paced, trying to get their plays together. But now coming into the second half, besides that three-point barrage that we saw, both teams trying to set things up, trying to work the ball in the middle, just trying to get shots that they can make.
And you know what? It may come down to which team just stopped shooting the ball well. I mean, one of these teams is bound to go cold. They're just hoping it's not them.
There are games where the team that wins is the one who makes the less mistakes, and the team that wins is the one who makes more mistakes because they took more chances. So now we'll have to see, is South going to continue to toss up the three ball because it's kind of slowed down here in the fourth, or are they going to try to get into the paint and work with Darius Hart?
Speaking of Hart, he inbounds it there to Davis. It's guarded by Sullivan. Over to Fall. Back up to Green. For Davis again.
South really needs a bucket here, scoreless in the fourth quarter, just to get things back into the groove.
Green is rejected there by Keller. And Grimes is going to go with a backcourt. He went over and back. Big time turnover.
Yeah, we have to see if South can really capitalize off this turnover. It's what they really need to do. They need to play hard, create turnovers, and create some opportunities off them.
Davis has it at the top with 4:20 to go. Trying to get a screen. Green, he thought about it. Flips it back to Hart. Hart pulls up. No good. That one was short. Might have been deflected. Grimes going to bring it up. Flips it over there to Laverty. They're going to get Davis on a reach-in.
Right there, the whole Ocean City team was on the perimeter. They had a wide open lane right in the middle. If somebody just would have cut and, drawn their defender off guard, they would have had an easy basket right there.
Well, we saw that in the girls' game, right? The give and go. You give to the wing and then you cut through the paint.
Good defense by Darius Hart.
Nice hustle there by Laverty to go and get it, too. And then he makes the shot, which puts his team back up by one, 45-44. Davis over there to Green. Hart back to Davis. Gives him a screen. Davis launches, and he connects. Marquise Davis has the hot hand tonight, and he puts the Indians back up on top.
Shooting 50% from the three-point line. He's now got 5 threes. He's really feeling it from the three-point line.
Right there, Rudgick trading baskets, ties it back up at 47 as we cross the 3-minute mark.
Great take there by Rudgick, putting his head down, drawn his shoulder into the defender and really got into the paint.
Darius Hart, a big-time three.
That's Darius' first points of the game.
There's a three by Griffin Grimes. Ties it up at 50.
This is a little bit of deja vu, isn't it?
Somebody's got to remind these defenses, this is not the shoot-around.
Well, they were here for the first 5 minutes. Now it's turning into the shoot-around.
Great save there by Keller. 2:15 to go, all knotted up at 50.
Let's see if Ocean City converts on this takeaway right here. See if they can hit another three and stay hot.
There's Grimes. He's got a mismatch with Hart. Flips it over there to Sullivan. Excuse me, that was number 23, Rudgick again. And he puts up 2 points, 52-50 Ocean City. Timeout, Times River South with 1:45 to go.
Back and forth, just like the end of the third quarter. Shots going down. Both teams are just converting on every single opportunity. Like Jane said before, this could be one of those games that comes down to the wire. And now, 2-point game, about 2 minutes left. I think it's going to come down right to the final second.
Yeah, I really do think this one, if they keep this high percentage shooting from the three in the last part of the third and the middle of the fourth right here, we might see maybe a game winner on a three. You never know, Casey. What do you think?
This game's going to be a tight one because these two coaches, very experienced, as I said earlier. They're going to keep it close. They're going to manage the timeouts pretty well, I think, down the stretch. But again, it's the players. Which team wants it more? Which team hustles more? There's going to be a loose ball or something the next minute and 40 some odd seconds here that may make the difference.
Yeah, and you're looking at South. Right now they have 4 team fouls. So, you want to really be careful in the last minute 45 with those fouls. You don't want Ocean City to get to the line. You don't want Ocean City to get to the line and convert off the free throws and, really take the game away.
All right, so 1:45 to go. Hart going to inbound it. He's got Davis working around the perimeter. Screen by Green. Davis launches. That's going to be off. Long rebound. And Fall couldn't track it down. It'll go over to Ocean City.
I think Ocean City expected Davis shooting 50% from the three-point line. Already made 5 during the game. They had to have a gut feeling that they were going right to Davis to try to give him that spark.
Now South going to try to apply pressure. Green is all over Sullivan. Sullivan gets it over, though, 1:20 to go. Sullivan's going to go up for the layup, but they're going to rule that Hart came over and hit him on the arm. So 2 shots coming up for Jeremy Sullivan. First one good by Sullivan.
In this game, a 4-point lead is 10 times more comfortable than a 3-point lead with the way South shoots the 3-ball.
Second one also true. Timeout by Coach Bruno with 1:19 to go and a 4-point lead, 54-50.
With the speed, 1:19 is basically like 5 minutes to South. They could really just turn 1:19 to a whole ton of time, convert on a whole bunch of opportunities.
Yeah, South, they need a basket right now. 3, like they've been doing the whole quarter and the whole third quarter. But after if they score, they really, now with 5 team fouls, like I mentioned before they had 4, now with 5, they really have to pay attention to that in the last minute and 15 seconds in this game.
Well, yeah, and so guys, do you think they go in to get the easy 2s, or do they try to continue to shoot the 3?
I think they go for the easy 2. I mean, you might want to go for the 3, just because they've been so hot right now. But, you know, you go for the easy 2, and then you play defense to get ball back and score.
If you're Ocean City, you would expect them to go with Marquise Davis for 3. Well, Tyler Fall in the first half had a ton of points from the free throw line because they passed it into him in the paint, and he got a ton of second chance opportunities, and he got fouled. Now late in the game, if you're Ocean City, don't sleep on it. Just expect Tyler Fall to be waiting in the paint to get his opportunities.
Green brings it over, 1:15. Three-pointer by Davis, and it's true. Three-point shot again by Davis, cuts it to a 1-point lead.
Is this Davis or Steph Curry? I don't know. Who is it?
A lot of pressure on the ball by Toms River South. Grimes almost fell over. 50 seconds to go. The noise in here is deafening. Sullivan has it. He's guarded by Davis. They get a screen. He flips it over to Grimes. Inside to Kelleher, who finishes it off. 56-53 Ocean City. 30 seconds to go. Spins, no good. And now Toms River South's going to have to foul. Almost lost. And a timeout is granted to Ocean City with 16 seconds to go, up 56-53.
It's coming down to the wire. Only 16 seconds left. 3-point game. Now you really have to foul if you're South because you're running out of opportunities. There's no shot clock. Even if there was shot clock, there's only 16 seconds left. So this is last chance. It's either you tip the inbounds pass or you go for the foul. But this is where South's 3-point ball is really going to have to come into effect.
Yeah, South has to come out of this timeout really aggressive on this inbound. Try to get the steal, come down with a 3 or a quick 2, and then foul and bring them to the line.
All right. And again here, you know, the winner of this game is going to go on, and they will play the winner of Burlington Township and Hamilton in the 6-11 matchup here. That's also going on today. If Ocean City were to win, they would travel to them. And if Toms River South were to pull this one out here in the last 16 seconds, they would host the winner of that game.
All right, here we go.
So let's see what Coach Bruno has drawn up. He's going to have Griffin Grimes, number 5, inbounding the ball. He's got his team set up in a line. Trying to get it in. They're going to get another timeout.
Might have saw something you didn't like there. That's why the South called their timeout.
Which is kind of strange.
There had to have been something that he saw that he definitely set his alarm off because you never see timeouts, especially when the defense they had set up right there. They were close to a 5-second.
Yeah, it was really close to a 5-second call there. Really interesting to see that timeout call by South.
Well, now we're after seeing that one. Do you run the same play if you're Ocean City, or do you kind of fake them out here thinking, oh, they're not going to run the same play again?
I think you trick them when you run the same play. That's what.
Well, we answered that one pretty well. Almost the same play, almost. They get a double screen there. They get in, stolen away by Green. Green launches, he's going to be fouled with 11 seconds to go. Khalil Green going to be fouled shooting a 3. Cardinal sin.
You want to talk about free throws? These are crucial.
Oh my Lord! Khalil Green going on the line. He's 2 for 2. It's gonna be dead silent here. They really need to make all. He needs to make all 3.
So here we go. First one, no good.
It's not over though. He missed one. There's still time.
Second one goes in. 56-54. Coach Bruno going to call a timeout for Ocean City. Try to set up what his press breaker will be if Green can convert on this one.
My heart's beating, pretty fast. I'm sitting over here watching the game.
All right, so let's pose the question. He makes the free throw. It's a 1-point game. You're South here, you have to foul.
Correct.
If he misses, and you look at the idea that you have fouls to give, do you think Ocean City will foul before Toms River South can get up a shot?
I think Ocean City can believe in their defense right now. They've held South to a pretty low scoring fourth quarter, like compared to what we saw in the third. So I think you rely on your defense if you're Ocean City.
Here we go. Green's got one more. He misses it. Hart tries to get the rebound. He saves it, but he saves it over Ocean City. Jeremy Sullivan dribbling around with it. He's going to be fouled with 5.5 to go. And the key part is that that's only the 6th foul for Toms River South. So they'll have to inbound it again. Timeout, Toms River South.
Hart made the save, but he had to go so much out of his way to try to save it that he had to fling it in the air. It's not his fault for throwing it to Ocean City because he had no clue where he was throwing it. He gave the extra effort to save it. Now you got 5 seconds left. It's coming out of the very last second.
Hell of an effort by Ocean City in this fourth quarter. They were down by 5 at the end of the third, and now they sit here with a 2-point lead on the cusp of a 14 seed pulling an upset against a 3 seed.
Yeah, the 2-point lead and possibly a ticket to move on in the next round. And this is where free throws become key in a game.
Right, and Coach Bruno's going to send out Sullivan, Laverty, Rudgick, Kelleher, and Grimes.
Now, Case will ask you the question. South's going to foul to send someone to the line. Well, there's a foul. So now if you're Ocean City and you make the first foul shot, are you looking to miss the second foul shot and try to kill the time? Because there's going to be only like 3 seconds on the clock. It's going to be tough for South to get all the way down the court and get a 3-point shot off to try to get a tie.
Boy, it's going to be an interesting one. I'd say you got to go for the points. 4 points ends the game. So Justin Rudgick at the line.
See if he can convert on these free throws. I mean, probably the biggest. These free throws, man. I've never seen any bigger free throws in my life. These are crucial. These are crucial.
So Rudgick hits the first one, right? Oh. And he hits the second one. Timeout is granted. With 5.5 to go, Ocean City up 58-54.
Yeah, so now if you're South, you got to go for the 3.
Well, not necessarily, because you need 4. You need 2 baskets. So hypothetically, you need 2, but you really, if you're looking at Ocean City, South to get a score, a stop, and a score in under 5 seconds. I know it's not impossible, but it seems like it.
Hart's going to inbound it near us. Trying to get it there to Davis. He's going to roll it in. Davis picks it up. He shoots a 3. He hits it. As time runs out. So even though Davis hits it, to end the game, it will still be Ocean City advancing to the second round after knocking off Toms River South 58-57.
What a game. We expected it to go down to the wire. Kudos Toms River South. They play an insane game. I know they want to hang their heads, but Marquise Davis, he was almost unstoppable from the three-point line. So definitely, it's a tough loss. You lose by one in states, but the way their season went and the way they played, they have no reason to really be upset at the end of their season because they did have a really good season.
Yeah, you know, the effort was there, the heart was there from South. It's just that one or two possessions in the game that could really, you know, come down to the end of that game. But, you know, they came out, Ocean City came out, played a great game late in the third quarter and in the fourth, hitting some big-time threes. Moving on now, beating South. I think they'll be a force to be reckoned with later on in the tournament.
Yep, and for the Red Raiders, they will travel to either Burlington Township or Hamilton tomorrow. And for Toms River South, they will wait until next year, the old Brooklyn Dodgers line. Wait till next year. That's what they'll end up having to do, not by choice, but a great game by both teams. Two great coaches getting the job done as well. So again, the final, Toms River South falls to Ocean City. Ocean City 58, Toms River South 57. I'm Casey Kennerkowski for my partners, Chris Turner-Demondo and Jaden Campana. We will see you next time on TR Schools TV Game of the Week. Good night, everybody.